Thank you for joining us, everybody. Questions for Oklahoma State head coach Holiday, please raise your hand. First question, Jacob Unruh, the Oklahoman.
Hey, Josh. Could you kind of pinpoint the struggles for Justin today?
Well, it wasn't the cleanest, well-played game behind him, that's for sure. He may not have been as sharp as he's been, but he's set an awfully high standard. And what we have to do as a team when maybe he's not as dominant is play clean baseball behind him and limit the extra bases, which we did not do. And so we didn't play collectively well enough in any phase of the game. I think he was carrying a heavy burden on his shoulders trying to be perfect and maybe, just wasn't quite as relaxed and trusting of how good his stuff was. So we just need to play better as a team. And he's been fantastic all year long. So today was not our day. We did not put a good game together. I take full responsibility for that. But I give UC Santa Barbara a lot of credit because they did. They played well in all phases.
Was that the play at the plate on the squeeze play? Was that kind of one of the turning points you feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the time, if you look at the score and the nature of the play and what followed it, sure, that was a pivotal play in the game for sure.
With your backs against the wall now too, what do you tell your team and how do you plan to respond?
Well, there's not a lot to take from today other than get ready for tomorrow. So you can't sit around and dwell on the score getting away from us. Once we got down, we had to keep from, we wanted Bryce to keep it tight because we thought we could make a run at him 7th, 8th, and 9th, and he came out of the chute throwing the ball great, but they got to him a little bit there, obviously in the 9th inning. So, well, listen, we can play better than that. We'll come out tomorrow and play better than that, and we got to put good ball games together one day at a time, and that's it. There is no other alternative. So that's the mission. Now we have to commit to it, and that's it. I mean, there's really no other way to shake it.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Next question, Ben Hutchins.
Yeah, Coach, to see a guy like Justin Campbell, who's been so rock solid lately, struggle the way he did today, does that affect maybe the mental kind of psyche of your team in any other ways?
No, and this game wasn't about him struggling. This was just about our team not playing well, and I wouldn't characterize the game in that fashion from my perspective. I don't think that's the story of the game. We didn't play well. UC Santa Barbara did. Tip your cap to them. This is not a time of year where there's any room for error, and we made mistakes. That's it. And we have to be unified and come out and be better together, and that's it. And that's really not to elude your question or disrespect the nature of your question, but this doesn't come down to one particular person in this type of game. So we weren't collectively good enough as a team.
No, I got you on that front. And you said you're impressed with the Gauchos. What made Rodney Boone so good today?
I credit that young man. He made pitches when he needed to, and he pitched with some very positive emotion. He made some nice pitches when we got some things going. And neutralized us with some runners in scoring position. His changeup proved to be as good in person as it was on film, and he's obviously a very good competitor. So compliments to that young man. You hate to run into a great competitor and not have more to offer against him, but he did a really fine job.
Thanks.
Next question, Shotgun Spratling, D1.
Josh, with the way that they were all over Justin's pitches, did it seem like that they kind of were – on top of it before the pitch even got there? I mean, the way they were swinging at some of them looked like they knew what was coming.
You'd have to ask them that, Shotgun. I don't know. I mean, they may have worked hard to anticipate certain things. Obviously, you go into every game with a plan. So I think they did a good job. They were competitive. They used the whole field. I would just say I thought they did a very good job against a very good pitcher. Compliments to them for the way they approached the timing of the pitches and using the whole field. How or what they maybe had, you'd have to ask them. I would just say they did a nice job. They did the best job anybody's done all year long against him.
he wasn't able to get many swings and misses. You weren't concerned at all about him tipping his pitches or anything?
Well, a lot of his swings and misses have come on that plus curveball or on that elevated fastball. And I don't know that those two pitches ever got really in unison today, so to speak. So, I mean, you're always mindful of the other team trying to pick up things that you're doing, but again, shotgun, I didn't pick up on that as the game was actually occurring. Have to go back and look to see if that's something that occurred.
And what gives you confidence that you guys can bounce back tomorrow and play your way through the losers bracket?
Just these kids and who they've been all year long and who I know them to be, for some of them for 4 and 5 years. You have a chance to compete tomorrow. You got to capture that. And then you just worry about the next day when you get to it. And we've been good at that. And so that's it. I mean, there's no other magic formula other than to get back in the moment, start digging away at this challenge one game at a time, and hope that you can get some momentum, and hope that somebody gets hot and someone throws a great game. And, you try to put things together in that fashion. That's what teams who've made runs through tournaments have been able to do. And they kind of play with a sense of nothing to lose and a freedom of let's just fight to survive. I think you got to get into that mode.
Final question for Coach. We'll go back to Ben Hutchins.
Yeah, Coach, just one last thing. I know, this is kind of Coach Walton's area. You've told us that before, but Justin, he threw really deep into the game, and we've seen him do that before, 118 pitches today. What did you see from him in those late innings and late pitches, kind of after the Gauchos made that initial surge?
He was just competing for us, trying to keep us in the game. I mean, you've got to get some length out of your staff and your starting pitching in a tournament. He's been our horse. He was still fighting for us, I saw a guy that was continuing to pitch his heart out for his team and trying to pitch deeper into the game so we could make a comeback at him. I mean, other than that, I don't really know specifically if you're asking about something specific other than a guy that just continued to compete and give us everything he had, which is all coaches ask for out of their guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
That it.
Next up for Oklahoma State, we'll have Jake Thompson. Please begin raising your hands now. First question for Jake Thompson. We'll go to Jake Unruh, the Oklahoman.
Hey, Jake, how confident are you guys moving forward in this tournament, knowing you got to win 4 straight games now to advance?
I mean, go day by day, game by game, pitch by pitch. No one wants to be done playing. I mean, that's what we're all here to do. And we've definitely done that for the most part of the year, is just play pitch by pitch and keep going. Today, I think sometimes we got a little bit, trying to hit 8-run homers at times, but I think we'll be just fine. Just take it day by day and keep going.
What was the frustration level out there for you guys with Justin wasn't necessarily being hit hard, but just things, breaks and replays and things like that just didn't go your way? What was the frustration level?
I mean, that's baseball. Just had to keep, positive mindset and try to keep going. It wasn't something that we could really control. They put the bat on the ball and found spots that we didn't have guys playing, which is kind of, that's what you try to do when you're hitting. Just wish that would have worked for us a little bit more. But Justin's been awesome all year and throwing great, and they just somehow found open holes.
What was Boone doing so effectively against you guys?
He was throwing strikes. He was putting the ball in spots that it seemed like, were tough places to hit. I don't know. I saw him kind of well, but he must have made some good pitches through the lineup.
Thanks, Jake.
Next question, Ben Hutchins.
Yeah, Jake, I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit about the, kind of defense behind Justin today. Not the cleanest day. Maybe, what was the reason behind that, or, what you kind of saw defensively?
I mean, I don't know. I thought, Cade's got an unbelievable arm. He threw that one that was, I don't know how that happened necessarily. But he has an unbelievable arm and tried to make a play. And I don't think it was, really on anybody. The ball just took a bad bounce and went into the dugout. But I don't think our defense played too bad. They took advantage of our mistakes, but I don't know. That's baseball again. They put the ball in spots that were tough, and that's how it happened.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions for Jake? Yes, Jacob, go ahead.
Hey, Jake, that squeeze play that they got overturned on the replay, Was that kind of a moment that flipped things a little bit? Do you feel like?
I mean, I tried to just stay as positive and, try and do what I could to get us back in the game or try to bring everybody up and not get down. I think everybody, we never really ever feel like we're out of a game. Our offense has been pretty good all year, and our pitching has been great too. Everybody came in and tried to shut them down, and they found some holes, but we still kept grinding our at bats out and kept going until the end of the game. So I don't think that it really brought anybody down too bad, but it definitely hurt. It would have been nice to get that out, but.
And you mentioned you feel like you saw Rodney pretty well. Boone, what did you see in your home run?
He just threw me a fastball kind of over the plate and took a swing at it and tried to hit it hard.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake.
All right. Thank you, Jake.
Thanks.